Listeners, I have a confession. On episode 3, I called out Parsons for increasing the number of years that we'd met. He stated in the first episode that we'd known each other for 9 years. Well, I've reviewed my spreadsheet and can here today officially confirm that I'd like to apologise to absolutely fucking no one. On the 18th of January 2017, 7 years ago, 2 fresh-faced comics turned up at the Green in Shepherd's Bush to perform at Heavenly Comedy.
What date was it?
The 18th of January 2017.
2017.
Yes.
Okay, so 8 years.
No, count on your fingers. This is my intro.
2017 to 2025.
It's not 2025.
It is when they're listening.
Count on your fingers. 17th January.
Yeah, that's 2025. It'll be 8 years.
2017. Yes, but when you said it wasn't 8 years.
Oh, it's coming up to. Give or take a couple of months.
On the 18th of January 2017, 7 years ago, when this is being recorded, 2 fresh-faced comics turned up in the Green in Shepherd's Bush to perform at Heavenly Comedy with an audience size of 1. And a mere 7 years later, we're here to talk to you today, having stayed the closest of friends, despite Parsons seeing me at my lowest ebb at that gig as I tried to do some new material about a calculator that had an adjustable screen. Hello and welcome to the podcast.
Oh, it was a great low ebb.
Do you remember it?
I do remember that gig. I remember I was doing I don't think that was the Timmy Mallet gig.
No, it wasn't.
That was Cavendish Arms,
yes.
wasn't it? But I do remember that gig. I remember it being long.
It was long?
Because the MC, who we won't name, was basically treating it as a preview.
I think we've given away too much to say.
Either way, they're never going to listen. They were basically doing 30 minutes of material between each act, and there were about 30 acts. I think it went on for 3 days, that gig.
I'm not sure we include that.
It's a marathon.
It was a long gig. I can still remember some other people on the bill, but I do remember I brought a calculator along with me that had like a movable screen.
Yeah.
And I remember doing some material about how keen do you want to be to look at a calculator and like move the screen. How often are you doing?
Which actually, to be fair, thinking about it, is not bad gear.
How often? I think I just said some stuff like, how often are you doing your calculating in the sun? So you need to... I think it's all right. Didn't go down well to the audience.
I think now you'd be fine with that. It's because this is the thing. I think actually back then we had some good ideas. Even though you think, well, I was starting out, the ideas are all going to be terrible. If we revisited them now, that might get some laughs.
That might get a titter.
I agree, though. That's a really good observation.
So
deserved more.
We have cleared it up. It was the 18th of January 2017.
2017.
Thank God for my spreadsheet.
Happy New Year to you, then.
Yes, Happy New Year.
But yes, so it was 8 years ago, which is, sure, not 9 years ago, but...
but more than 7.
But more than 7.
It sounds like a...
You really like to lower us down, like I can't have known that guy for that long. And I'm like, I've loved this guy for almost a decade.
It sounds like a little maths question.
It does. This is why I got C in maths, and that was... And I'm going to be honest, I worked hard for that C.
Yeah, what did I get? Don't know. B? Probably.
Yeah, you seem like a straight B student.
Oh, no, I was...
Not try too hard that you'd get A stars.
What are we talking about?
But you certainly wouldn't fail.
GCSE?
GCSEs. Yeah, what did you do GCSEs?
2 A stars, 6 A's, 4 B's.
Oh, nice.
And they told me I could do the... what's it called? Added maths?
Oh, you got the double
statistics,
maths.
maybe. Statistics. And they said, but you'll enter it and you can only get a C even if you get 100% on the paper. And I was like, no, I don't.
Yeah, there was a weird ranking of what exam you could take, whether you took like the deluxe one. I think the most I could get was a C.
And I was just like, no, you're all right. And they were like, what do you mean you're all right? And I was like, I'm not going to get 100% on a paper and get a C. I didn't expect to get 100%, by the way. But I was like, no.
No, I wouldn't have got 100%. I really tried for maths because it was the thing I really hated. Like I never enjoyed it. By the way, thanks for asking. I got 2 A's, 3 B's.
We were coming on to it.
Thank you.
What was your D in?
Single science.
Single science? Yeah. Oh, mate.
I did single science.
Thank God you're good at graphic design.
Well, I did all my art. I did art, music, design in D&T.
Sure.
So yeah.
What did you build?
We did a game. I did a game about flags. You had to sort of make a sort of game, like a packaging of a game.
Did you make the game?
Yeah, I think so. I think I remember the game. I can't remember what was actually involved with the game.
Oh, sounds
But
great.
yeah, flags.
Flag game.
I love flags.
You do like flags.
Yeah.
I built what was going to be a guitar case in D&T. D&T? Is that right?
I think it is, yeah. D&T.
That felt wrong. D&T, and then it was too expensive to build a guitar case, so I bought I built a ukulele case.
Guitar case is quite hard, though, isn't it? Unless it's a square.
It was a square.
It had to be square, because, imagine doing the curvature.
The curves were all done with foam inside the case.
Ah.
And it was a ukulele. It looked good. I think I sold it at a car boot sale.
I think I made a mirror with and I was like, I'm going to make this a Distille sort of style mirror. Do you know?
A Distille?
Distille, if you're doing it in Dutch. It's like an art movement of minimalism with lots of like primary colours. So I was like, at the age of 13, I was like, or 12, I was like, I'm making a Distille style mirror.
How did that go?
Went well.
Did it?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Great.
Do you remember?
Still got it now.
Do you remember like Wet and Dry, that paper that you would sort of like sand metal with in D&T, and if you got it wet, it would do it in a certain way, and if it was dry, have I just made this up?
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
That sounds, it doesn't sound like something I know.
Yeah, wet and dry paper.
Good chat. Anyway,
anyway, how's your week been?
Oh, thank you, Emslie. I regret to inform you and the listeners. Don't worry, it's not serious, but I've got a health issue.
Oh, what's your health issue?
I have been diagnosed with an incredibly acute stigmatism.
Oh, mate, it's a con.
It's not a con.
It's a con.
Con.
Astigmatism. Everyone who goes, I've been, and they said I had astigmatism. Everyone I know has acute astigmatism. So therefore, if everyone has it, no one has it.
Do you know what? You are one of the weirdest men on earth, and I mean this in the nicest way. You're really on top of health.
Yeah.
You're really on top of health.
Yeah.
You're very quick to go to the doctors if something's wrong, get it sorted out. Love that, respect that, love you. Why do you think astigmatism is a con?
Because everybody comes out with it. Not everyone can have it.
There's me thinking I was special.
Not everyone can have it.
Well, I didn't have it until now.
But how often you get your eyes tested?
Very regularly.
Actually, yeah,
I'm
you're
a glasses wearer and a contact lens wearer.
You are, aren't you?
So I don't get contact lenses if I don't go regularly.
It's to do with the muscles in your eye becoming deteriorated?
Nope, it's the shape of your eye.
Because of the muscles?
Could be.
Yeah, you've gone confident there.
I've gone confident and now I'm down. You know I go confident.
Come on, mate.
That's your role, actually, to go super confident.
Why don't you chat to ChatGPT
it's
and
basically
ask
you
him?
go from a sphere to sort of slight sort of semicircle. It just goes in half. No, it's sort of slightly ovals.
But I'm sure that's to do with the muscles in the eye.
Could be, don't know. I'm not going to Google it, though. But basically, I'm special.
So what does that mean?
It means I'm better than everyone.
But
No,
what?
Actually, it's so acute that I don't have to do anything.
Well then, does my point stand?
No, because if it reduces more, I will need specific contact lenses for astigmatism.
You're going to have little contact lenses that squash your eye back in.
Not quite to like super extreme, but I assume that's what they do. Anyway, basically, my eyes are slightly deteriorating.
You are 35?
35? Fuck you upping me a year. That's my job to up a year.
34?
No, I'm 34, and I've only just turned 34 in October.
Well, that sort of makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't actually think.
Yeah, it sort of makes sense. Sort of falling apart.
Thought it makes sense. We're on the way down.
We're on the home straight.
Speaking of that, I was thinking about the other day. We've had a few chats about death in our time.
Yeah, so for the listeners, my line on death is I'm not okay with it. If I die young, don't comfort yourself with that at my funeral that he died doing what he loved. No, I would love to live a bit longer actually, and actually live until I'm I would genuinely drink the never dying nectar. If I would drink
insane.
I would drink that water to never die.
I find that
I am
mad.
so genuinely petrified by it. Sometimes if I'm at night, if I'm having one of my lovely sleeps, and my brain wakes me up, it's like, imagine what it'd be like if you died, and then I can't, and I'm on a sort of repeat. Whereas you're fine with it, and I just don't get that.
I'm absolutely fine with it.
Yeah,
I think.
Why are you fine with everything?
Well, you get we're all gonna die. Sorry, everyone, but we're all gonna die. I think you've just got to get on board with it.
Happy New Year!
Welcome to 2025. My view, though, I've sort of I've moved in recent years because I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. I try and look after myself, not by going to the gym, just by thinking about
Yeah.
looking after myself.
You run.
Occasionally, but if you died before me, I would be. If I died before you, I'd be so annoyed. I would haunt the hell out of you. I'd be so annoyed.
Oh, why? Because I drank, smoked, did drugs, and all of that. But none of that now. I'm super good. I'm trying to beat you now. The only reason I've given up drinking and smoking is so that I can live longer than you. Just to neg you.
I'd just be so annoyed.
If I die before you, which is going to happen, let's face it, I'll haunt you and be like, come join me, because I'm still lonely up here.
Still found no one.
Still found no one up here.
There's millions of people
There's so
up
many
here.
fit dead people, but I'm still like, I need you.
I find it so interesting that...
Sorry, there's a gay link there that I need to... I'm in heaven, but the gay version of heaven.
Great.
And there's like gays everywhere, or something. DIY joke, an IKEA joke. Build it yourself.
Lovely.
Anyway.
Yeah, I just think it's an interest. It's a nice chat. It's a sort of chat you have with your
You
friends.
like talking about death, aren't you? Like, oh yeah. What would you do at your funeral?
At my funeral?
Yeah.
Have I died before or after you?
You've died you've died before me so that I can talk at your funeral.
Oh, I would have a recording saying that I do not want you to say anything at the funeral.
I want to make your funeral about me somehow. How can I make this more about me?
Yeah, I don't know. Just,
let me do a speech.
Just big songs. Big fun songs.
Big songs.
Big songs. Pop me in the old crematorium. Thank you very much. Scatter me in the sea.
Everyone does the Macarena.
I love...
With the little Macarena monkey.
being cremated and scattered is... Sign me up.
You want to be scattered. Yeah, I definitely don't want to be buried underground.
No.
There's only so much ground.
There's only so much ground. Scatter me in the sea. Done.
Done. Fish food.
Pop me in the sea where Thames
Caspian?
Water also put all of their shit. Oh,
are we doing satire again, are we? Oh dear. Look at us.
Look at us with them raising their prices but also somehow giving out bonuses.
Hey, look, it costs money to pollute our oceans. This is sponsored by Greenpeace. No, I'll happily scatter you in the sea, mate.
Why are you doing it?
Because everyone else would have been
Why-
dead by
why
now.
have you
It's
got
just, it's
custody?
just me and your partner, just plonked there. There we go. Everyone else is dead because the only way you're going to die is an apocalypse, and me and your partner survive.
Yeah, well, I don't know why we got onto that, but Happy New Year, everyone.
Yes, Happy New Year, everyone.
Have you got any... Are you...
By the way, my funeral.
Oh, God, who cares?
I care.
I'm joking.
I care. Definitely want it to be like a sort of a thing that I would love. Live music. I want like an American TV show
Yeah.
where everyone who comes up to talk has an American TV show musician sort of band. Reggie Watts would be there. It would be just like a really fun thing. Even the vicar, even though I'm not in any way religious.
Would you
there'll be
have a vicar?
Oh, I'd get the gay one. I'd get Rev Richard Coles. He's fun. You might as well do a bit of God just in case, you know?
I think
I think I'm fucked.
I don't think
God is really...
92, let's say you live to 92. 92 years of what you've done. And then
a little sprinkling of God at my funeral.
throw a vicar in, hoping that the God goes, yeah, that's enough, mate. Well done.
God's just up there going, well, he did get a vicar for his funeral. Come on in. But bum sex here is strictly prohibited, okay? Yeah, that would be my funeral.
Yeah. Imagine if you lived to 92.
Hey, but to be fair, if you look at my lineage, they all live old.
They all.
My granddad was 101.
That is amazing.
Oh, what a
he was
legend.
on pretty amazing form.
Yeah,
as well.
he was still doing his thing, really.
Yeah.
Wandering around. he had his little mobility car.
Oh. The mobility scooter?
Scooter,
vibe,
sorry.
Yeah.
Car, that's probably not the right term. But he used to fucking put his foot down on that thing. And he flew into a pharmacy in October.
He did what?
Flew into a pharmacy, knocked over some of the shelves.
101-year-old man.
It's so funny. It's so hard not to laugh on it. I dunked it. God rest your soul. Oh, I love you, Pops. Lovely stuff. Did get to see Aston Villa qualify for the Champions League.
Oh, very sweet.
One of my favourite memories. At the Christmas, actually, it was last Christmas. We played chucker. We have a game where it's like you chuck little pucks, like hockey pucks, on a sliding bit of wood into like little holes. And it's a game I've played since I was young. They've had it since they were young. It's like a proper ancient thing. And we're playing it. He still fucking smashed us at 101. We couldn't believe it. Unbelievable. What a guy.
Was that the Christmas he got battered?
Got a bit hammered, dropped him home. Did worry we killed him. Ding dong merrily on high. Anyway, God rest his soul.
God.
We've gone very death heavy, but then again, it is the month for it, January.
Well, yeah, but also...
You think of death in a more joyful way than most.
I just don't mind it. I don't mind it. And given how we've just chatted about your lovely Pops and we've both crying, laughing, I think it's great. Not
that he's dead, and not that he probably injured some people in the pharmacy. I just Oh, great. Oh, well, I'm hot. I'm so hot.
I'm hot as well. We need to get off this.
Right. Yes. So how was your week?
Very busy with work, so not particularly exciting.
No.
But I was going to talk about. I'm currently being hounded by a curry house.
A curry house is hounding you?
Yeah, so I once went to a curry house with friends.
You've been to so many, mate.
Sure, but in Carshalton.
I'm amazed there's not a plague of them.
But I keep getting texts like this from them.
Okay, excited.
So let me read out these texts for you. So this is from Sakura Curry House. I don't mind naming them because they are currently in breach of GDPR. I
bet you've done the terms and conditions reading.
Don't you worry.
We've all got Apple Intelligence to do that for us now, but you wouldn't know that.
So
you
from
refuse to update your phone.
From Sakura, microphone emoji. Live music night at Sakura Indian. Rory Jackson's Michael Jackson tribute on Monday the 23rd of December. Book now. Opt out. Send stop to this number.
Did you send stop to that number?
I have sent stop to that number 40 times. And every time I get an Adele tribute act, I get a Rod Stewart tribute act.
So is it a curry house that just continuously does tribute acts?
So while you're eating your curry, you'll be having your dansak.
Oh, no, thank
and
you.
then somebody will...
There'll be some... No, this is not to be disparaging to what these tribute acts are.
Yeah.
But have you seen, actually, what was it? Heather from EastEnders, what's her name? Cheryl Ferguson has been doing singing in curry houses and Chineses recently.
I don't know who that is.
Do you not? Okay. Cheryl Ferguson. Great. She was in. She did a lot of stuff with Harry Hill during the TV Burp era.
Okay,
she was one of the running jokes.
Did she look like
that.
a dinner lady? Was that the joke? I do know who that is. Yeah.
But yeah, she does lots of singing in. I didn't know it was a real thing until like singing in sort of like curry houses and Chinese takeaways.
It's big. So
big scene.
So I've been opting out of those messages for 3 years. They've never stopped sending me those messages. So So
you're using this platform.
I've drafted up an email to the ICO
yes.
and GDPR compliance companies to dob them into. I'm not going to do that because they're a small curry house and the food was very nice. But please stop sending me messages about Michael Jackson tribute act.
Yes. If you did hear the chair creak, then it's not. Emslie isn't just farting; just the chair is a bit creaky.
Yeah, that's.
I'll
fair
sort
point.
that out for next time.
So I have also, with my friends even, we went to there's a curry house where they used to live, where at like 8 o'clock they'd have a singer who would just sing all night. It's a very odd thing.
Where are you finding these curry houses?
Where was this? Somewhere in Kent. But
somewhere in Kent brackets general.
Somewhere in Kent, but it's a very odd vibe in terms of you're eating your dinner, you're having a lovely chat, and then somebody... A lovely day. And you're like, I
was worried about what song that was.
And you're like, I just want to sit and chat to my friends. I don't want you singing over
I couldn't think of anything I'd least like than someone singing whilst I eat.
Agree. Not interested.
Because often when I'm eating, I'm with friends and I'm discussing. To be honest, I don't really like other people's music at any juncture. Even in a nightclub, I just don't want it.
Yeah, not while I'm having a korma.
So, I've been watching... Heartstopper.
Yes, you've told me to watch it, and actually it's on the list. It will be watched.
It is really refreshingly like innocent And like there's a lot of like teen dramas where it's about relationships and stuff. And this is about LGBT relationships broadly, but it's very accessible to most people. I think straight people get a kick out of it as much as gay people do. But it's really non-sexualized.
Get a kick out of it.
Yeah, get a kick out of it.
Fine.
Sorry, because apparently I'm broadcasting from 1995, live and kicking.
Great show.
What a show. But yeah, Heartstopper is just really innocent and beautiful. But I've noticed something about myself while watching it.
Mm-hmm.
I found myself at the age of 34 getting really emotional watching things.
Watching everything, or watching
Lots
things,
of things.
or watching things that you didn't previously.
So historically, I would say up until the age of 32, it was very hard to get an emotion out of me watching anything. I could watch the most sad thing that everyone's like, that's sad,
Yeah.
and I would struggle to get emotional. As soon as Normal People happened,
Yeah.
that's when it started to creep in. I was like, oh, I'm feeling more, you know, and you're a bit like, oh God, my voice is going a little bit. I'm starting to feel that more. Heartstopper, Series 3, good God, I was genuinely crying at the end of one episode.
Yeah.
And I don't cry at television.
You do now.
I do now. Have you got more emotional as you got older?
No, I've always been fairly emotional.
No, I've always been emotional.
I distinctly remember sitting in my lounge watching Titanic, so 1997. That can't be right. I would have only been 6 at that point. I probably was a bit older at the time. But I remember watching Titanic and the scene where she lets him go on the door. She sort of...
Yeah.
Jack. I remember...
Sorry, that was that was peril, not arousal.
Yeah.
Arousal? Arousal. Thank you.
Erosion. A mix between erosion...
What an absolute car crash over 2 seconds for me there.
So I distinctly remember, as she sort of let him go, I remember a lump in my throat and being like, what the hell is this? And I was like, oh, I'm upset at this. This is getting me. No, happily will now... Normal People watched it and absolutely wept at it. I remember I watched Coda, the film, and I was watching it with my partner. Beautiful film. Really, really loved it. Children of Deaf Adults is it an acronym? Don't know. Initialism? One of them.
Not an anagram.
Yeah.
It's one thing we can rule the anagram out.
But I can remember crying during that film, and then the end got me again, and I turned to my partner and I just said, I don't think I can do this, as like tears were streaming. I'm more than happy.
I couldn't finish Baby Reindeer.
Because you were too sad, or it was too scary?
I just found it too fucking... It was everything. It wasn't just sad. It was like all of the emotions thrown at you.
Yeah.
It was like if you amped up emotion to like 10.
Yeah.
I can do like Heartstopper's gentle emotion. It's kind of innocent. It's just lovely.
Yeah.
But it's lovely emotion. You feel a bit like, oh God. It's not sad emotion. It's just like, oh God, I just feel something. I feel more. I miss being numb. I miss being numb to this and just watching TV and it just happening to me.
No, embrace it. I think it's good.
Is TV getting more... Am I getting more emotional, probably? Or is TV getting better at tugging at those emotions?
I don't know.
TV and film, but to be fair, let's rule out film.
We don't watch
When
films.
was the last time I watched one of those?
I would say that it's probably a bit of a mix of both. I think shows like Queer Eye, shows that we watch and enjoy.
I feel slightly less emotional too.
Is there a certain episode though that will get you where you're like, this person?
I think I've got a reason. I think I find it very hard to be emotional with American people who are so emotional already.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Unless their storyline is proper traumatic, completely get emotional for that. But I find, generally speaking, and this is a generalization, I'm not saying all Americans are like this, they do their emotions louder on screen. Whereas I think when you see when you look at a documentary on a British family or something where they're struggling, it's so so there's an undertone of repression in the Brits that I think I find more emotional, is that we're less sort of openly emotional. And I think that little bit of repression and sort of having to hide your emotions and be strong, I find that the most emotional bit.
But do you think potentially the repression of it is linked to a repression that you had to do in your life, or is that
Yeah, probably. It's probably all linked, isn't it? It's all probably linked. All of it links to being a gay. That's the reality. Everything that I ever feel links to my homosexuality, and I'll never escape that fact. Anyway.
I don't necessarily think that's true. I'm just intrigued.
No, it probably is, though. Pop psychology, but pretty spot on.
Absolutely nail on the head there.
Nail on the head. Got that one.
Nail on the head. Why does he love Heartstopper, the LGBTQ plus show?
It's so good, though. Honestly,
I'm looking forward to it.
I think you will really
I'm
like
looking forward to it,
because
yeah,
it really fits within your... It's just nice to see something so innocent.
Yeah.
Because when you look at sort of sex education, lovely.
Yeah.
But it was very sexy and very sexualised.
What an unbelievable
great show.
First episode.
Last series was an absolute... I found it genuinely one of the worst series of a good show I've
didn't
seen.
Particularly enjoy it.
I was so sad because they'd made it like a sort of like a
caricature?
A caricature of what it was. I don't know. It just felt a bit too like comic booky. Like if a comic book came to life, that's how I'd imagine it.
There were still some really lovely redeeming moments in it, but agree. I think series 1 and 2 were better. But anyway,
there were some good emotional moments in that as well, to be fair. But I think it's very sexualised. Where I just really like that Heartstopper have avoided that from series 1.
What is it on?
It's on Netflix, so if you do want to watch that.
Okay.
That's my recommendation for this week.
Is it?
Early rec.
Yeah, my rec, I think, for this week is a band called Halloweens.
We're not doing it at the end today. We're doing it in the middle. Halloweens.
Halloweens.
I feel like I've heard that.
Halloweens are two of the members of Vaccines. And they both really love big, synthy, poppy, 1980s love songs.
I love 1980s synth pop.
And they're great.
There's a lot to be... I think that... I'm so glad 80s synth pop came back.
Well, Rivals sort of... Did you ever watch Rivals? I know we're quite film and TV. Look at us.
The film and TV hour.
But Rivals was very... Loads of... Like, the soundtrack was fantastic. 80s music pumping out. I'm sure that's had a hand in people getting back into that music. Because that was a great show as well.
Oh, so I also think... There was stylistically, there was a sort of boom of like French style music when Killing Eve came out because it was so stylish and so stylized. There was this sort of really cool French sort of. Sorry, that's almost definitely offensive to the French. But it was just like I love that music and I've got loads of that saved. And I think that sometimes a series does that, doesn't it? Yeah. Like running up the hill from Stranger Things. Is that?
Well, Kate Bush.
Yeah,
from Kate Bush in Stranger Things.
Stranger Things sort of brought that back to life.
Yes, it did.
It can resuscitate songs.
Look at us.
That was a bit of culture.
Look at us on the.
Dare I say?
The TV hour.
So I was listening to The Rest Is Politics.
Yeah.
Because it's a good centrist look on the world events. One thing I found puzzling is that at the start of that episode, at the start of every episode recently, they've been promoting their merch.
What is their merch?
I don't know, but you're not wearing a Restless Politics hoodie, are you?
But is it a hoodie or is it like a book?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's...
A badge?
A badge?
They're big on agree, disagree, agreeably. That's their thing.
Essentially, and I respect this because I'm very much of the sitting of the fence ilk. You're basically wearing sitting on the fence if you're wearing a Restless Politics. Could you imagine a Restless Politics hoodie?
Yeah, I mean...
With it on the back, don't ask me about Iraq.
I like the podcast. Interesting about merch. But arguably, we don't want to slag off merch too much.
Obviously, we'll create merch if this ever gets popular. We're the first to admit we will definitely jump into that bandwagon. But there's a reason why you haven't heard adverts yet. If they do come, sorry, but they're happening.
Oh, yeah.
But
I'm not shy on saying that if we can make money out of something, we'll probably do that.
Sorry, actually, we'll probably do that. But I find the idea of merch for a politics podcast very funny.
Yeah, I'm intrigued by that. I do feel like we should probably look up what the merch is.
Nah.
Let's just assume.
Let's just imagine it.
Fair.
Let's imagine. I think it should be slogans. What would Rory Stewart's been? On one hand, and then on the other hand, you could have that on one side and the other.
They recently sold out the Royal Albert Hall.
Yeah, I know.
That is insane.
Massive. I think all it does, it really highlights that there is a real need for the centre ground.
Yeah.
But interesting. I listened to that, and I don't even really like either of them. But I sort of like I don't have like most podcasts I listen to, I like the people I'm listening to. For that one, I literally just go, well, I kind of want to know what's happening around the world as well, because they're very good at global events.
Yep.
So I actually kind of like listen to them. I don't like them. So I don't know if I'd want to go and watch them live, because I don't really want... I want to watch people I really like live.
Sure. I mean, I wonder if people are listening to us and they don't like us.
Yeah, probably.
I
mean, what are they getting from it otherwise? I really wanted to hear about Emslie's GCSE results.
Trying to make a version of me from years ago.
Yes. But anyway, Restless Positive. What would our merch be at the moment so far?
T-shirt. I had a phrase where I said, we do, we should, we shall, something like that.
Or you can watch our YouTube.
Yes.
Always a pleasure, never a chore, be good to yourself, all right. Come on, that's something, isn't it?
That's long.
It's long, but it'll be great. Oh, that's fun, though, for merch.
It's long. I think it'd be really funny if you put that on a T-shirt, but the T-shirt had to be one of those long T-shirts to fit it on. Just
really
all the
very
way
fashionable now.
Yeah.
Baggy's in.
Yes, it is.
I'm thinking about merch at the moment because I want to put some merch at the end of my tour show.
And you're thinking totes?
Tote bags are so useful. I think if I'm going to make some merch that I really want to make look nice, because I'm going to enjoy making it, because the show is about graphic design and I want to design something really nice. But I just want to make things that are handy.
So what's that? Tote
bags.
And?
Notebook, pad and pen.
And?
There's one secret thing that I'm not going to mention that will be hopefully available at the end as well, that links to the show.
Great.
Links to the parts of the show. I also want there to be sort of in bits with the joke, with the show. Like, I want there to be bits that you wouldn't understand if you saw it at the start. But
I think that is a lovely idea. I do like the idea, though, that halfway through the show you just suddenly go, God, I love Brita filters. I
can't wait for you to see the joke, because I've been purposely not showing you or telling you about it, because you're going to see it the first time you do my tour sport.
I'll have a lot of notes. I'll make notes through the show.
Mate, don't worry, I was looking at my computer at 2:00
I'm joking.
this morning, and all of the red pen that I've put over my notes app.
Do you use a red pen even when you're doing it on your computer?
Well, no, it's red notes. Everything's digitalised. I don't see why anyone would use a notepad and pen now.
Oh yeah, sure. No, everyone's an idiot, doesn't it?
Well, no, I get some people have the romantic vision that that's a thing that they like to do. Fair enough, fine, whatever. Anyone create the way you create, right? Create the way you create. For me, I like to be able to access my notes on anything that I'm using.
The tone that you said, fine, do it the way you want to do it.
Do it the way you want to do it. Do it the old school manual way.
I like writing stuff out. I really like.
What is it that you get from that?
I feel that when I'm trying to write, my brain is going quicker than my ability to type. And also, if I'm writing something, I can be writing down at the bottom of the page and I think, oh shit, that could work at the top and that could move there. And I just find it easier just to write it all out.
Do you then ever refer back to them?
Yeah, but I will then write it into a computer when I think it's...
So you do the job twice?
Yeah. But I'm more than happy with that because I don't...
So it takes doubly as long?
Yeah, but what have I got? I've got time.
See, what I would do, and this is not saying there's no right way or wrong way, listeners, but I would type it all out, and then if I start seeing patterns where I think things can link, I then would maybe note down in boxes on a bit of paper just so I can get the flow, and then I'd put that back.
Different stroke. You did have a period where you would message me, you would voice note me once a day and be like, I've got a new system. I pop it all into Todoist. I then move it from Todoist.
Fair point. Yeah. That's a really I had about 15 different platforms at one stage working to try and work out how to write a show. Yeah. I was basically doing that instead of writing the show. I was like, how can I make this easier for myself? I mean, really, the answer was just start writing the show, Joe.
Sure.
But I have actually got a system that is good now, and I haven't changed it for about 7 or 8 months.
No, I like your system now. I just used to love it when you'd be like...
It's a good system.
I've got a new bit of software, and I'd be like, I'm not downloading a new bit of software.
Got a lovely new system. Oh, I love a system. Don't you love organising things? Like, I see writing a show at the moment as organising things. I love lists and to-do lists and things being in order. Are you a big to-do lister?
I think my memory's quite good, so I kind of rely on that. Occasionally, I'll write if there's a busy patch coming up, I will do a to-do list and tick stuff off.
To-do lists. My life is look at the list in the morning with a coffee. Look at the list in the afternoon with a coffee. Look at the list. Basically, my life is very on list.
Your life.
I live a very on list life.
You're a very on list life.
Whereas you use your memory, that baffles. That will never work with me. You know what I'm like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. Right, I think probably that's this episode.
I think it is. Well, it's been a really nice one. I've enjoyed it. We've talked about death. We've talked about GCSE results, and we've talked about merch. What a combo.
What a trifecta that is. But anyway, everybody, you can watch our YouTube as ever.
Yes, do follow us online as well, at Parsons and Emslie on Instagram. We do have the others, but to be honest, we don't fucking use them, so just Instagram it. Parsons and Emslie on Instagram.
Yes.
YouTube, same vibe. You can buy tickets to my tour. Please do that. It is on sale at josephparsons.co.uk/tour. Particularly if you are in Nottingham, Norwich, or Falmouth. Particularly would love you guys to come. Apart from that, I think that's pretty much it.
Have a lovely one. Behave yourselves. We'll
Yes.
see you soon.
And until next time, it's always a pleasure and never a chore.
Be good to yourself.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.